definitions. Do you know what sidechaining means? Quickest way you can describe sidechaining to me. And if not the definition, but I know how to do it. Okay, I'm going to argue with that. I don't think you know how to do it because I don't think you know the definition of what it is. A side chain. A side chain is when you activate a plugin from an alternate source other than the original source. That is, you have your main chain and you have your side chain. The side chain comes in, it's not heard, but it activates a plugin, right? Now, in FL Studio, a sidechain does not look like this. This it looks like it's a sidechain, right? That's what people tell you is a sidechain, right? That is not a sidechain. That is a volume ducking automation. So, whatever this, if you're doing this, this is not a sidechain. Let's just get rid of this. All right. So, an FL Studio sidechain is this. This little button right here at the bottom of the track is a chain like this. If it has full volume to it, it's a chain, right? But if you turn the volume down and you have an empty, that's a side chain. So we've established what a side chain is. And how do we fucking use that? Right? How the fuck do you use this side chain that we just created? We want to use this kick to activate a plugin on this bass. And what we'll use is Fruity Limiter, right? Fruity Limiter has a compressor in it. And in the compressor, you can sidechain the kick, right? There we go. Kinda. There we go. Same sound. There we go. Same sound. Right? Same sound as the volume ducking, right? But it's done with a compressor. That's cool, right? Automatic work done for you. Work done for you is a good thing. Saves you a lot of work when you get work done for you. So, like, automating this process of not drawing your side chains, gonna be fucking huge. But also, there's a better way in FL. In FL, we can use a thing called a peak controller to create a side chain. Now with a peak controller, we can set it up with a 50% bass and a volume ducking curve, right? Those are the only two things you really need to change. Duck the volume and set it at a 50% so that it starts where the EQ starts, right? And then on this we can not only like basically link this. If you link this to a controller, right, you can link it to gain of this. So we can get exactly the same sound as we got before by making a gain linked to a peak controller. I can even get rid of the compressor. No compression, right? It's still doing it. It's doing it because it's a gain automation, right? But there's even better than gain automation, right? If we go to an EQ parametric and we sidechain this purple band right here, watch what happens if we sidechain to the peak of that peak controller. Now, did you fucking hear that? Food. Food. Let's sidechain away the orange band too. Right? And let's make the orange band a little thinner. Do you fucking hear that? That is so good. I don't know if you can hear that. It's subtle. It's very subtle. But the difference between Fruity Balance, let's just grab Fruity Balance, right? A volume automation. The difference between a volume automation and an EQ automation. Let's look at these two things here. All right, so here's the peak controller, right? Here's the peak controller. Here's gain automation. Here's volume automation. Let's start with gain automation, right? Gain automation, and let's listen to how this sounds. That's gain automation, right? Now let's listen to EQ automation. This is just EQ automation. Do you hear the difference? You can get the full range of your bass into your song if you EQ out the areas that conflict with the kick, the sub and the mid-range. Then it just makes one big fucking cool sound together. It doesn't do this weird ducky rampy thing, right? It just sounds like one sound. Anyway, let's get back to the cue.